What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I used to look in the mirror and ask that question almost every single day. Why am I so broken? Why am I this way? Why can't I just be more? Why can't I be enough? What is wrong with me? This question, it haunted me for years. I carried it. It was the silent weight. I whispered it to myself at night. It raced through my thoughts, but there's a problem with this question. It assumes that you are supposed to be something different. Something different than exactly who you are. And that simply isn't true. My name is Ethan Jewell, and welcome back to Feel Your Feelings. I've had a lot of big feelings over the years. Very, very big feelings. I have driven myself almost crazy dealing with these feelings, and I realized that not a lot of people talk about it. So that's the whole point of this podcast. I don't want to be a doctor telling you exactly what science says about your mental health. I want to be somebody you can trust, a friend, just talking to you about my own experience with mental health. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for feeling your feelings with me. Feeling anxious doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. Feeling sad doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. Feeling unmotivated, overwhelmed, lost, it doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. It just means you're feeling the weight of being alive, and that's something that every single person that has ever existed and every single person that will ever exist will deal with. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just human. And that's a truth that took me 5 long years to figure out. I used to stay up every single night trying to figure out what was wrong with me because I was so convinced that something was broken. I was like, I'm so sad all the time. I'm so depressed. I'm so anxious. Why do I feel this way? And then when I couldn't attach a tangible reason to that feeling, I simply became convinced that I was broken, that something was wrong. We live in a world that constantly tells us we need to be more productive, more confident, more healed, more successful, more happy, more right. And when you're surrounded by messages that scream, be better, it's so easy to translate that into, I must be worse. But feeling like you could be more doesn't mean that you're not enough now. I mean, really think about that. Growth doesn't come from self-hatred. Thinking I could be more, therefore there's something wrong with me and I'm not enough. I could be healed, but instead I'm sad, so I must be broken and something is wrong with me. That is not where real growth happens. Real growth happens from love, not from hate. Real growth is when you stop and you feel those feelings out of love, when you feel that anxiety, when you feel that sadness, when you feel that depression, and you allow it to exist, you allow it to be a part of you, and you learn from it. And you love yourself despite that. That is where growth truly comes from. Growth will never come from self-hatred. Healing doesn't require you to label yourself as broken. Wanting to improve doesn't mean that you're starting from a place of being defective. The feeling that something is wrong with you is just a mismatch between your expectations and your reality. You're expecting yourself to always know how to be, to always be stable, to always be happy, to always be everything for everyone. And when you don't meet those expectations, you feel like you're falling flat. You feel like something is wrong and you aren't enough. But the human experience is literally the opposite of that. You're not meant to have it figured out. You're not meant to feel good every single day. You're not meant to move through life without uncertainty or doubt or pain or feelings. So if you're asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Here's another perspective. Nothing is wrong with you. A feeling is happening inside of you. And those are two very distinctly different things. Maybe you're tired because you're carrying too much. Maybe you're anxious because you care deeply about something. Maybe you're sad because you're grieving something, someone, a version of yourself. Maybe you're unmotivated because your body is begging you for rest. Maybe you're overwhelmed because you've been pretending to be strong for too long. But that doesn't mean something's wrong with you. What you feel is not a flaw. It's a function and an incredibly important part of being a human being. That perfection we strive for, to, quote, fix whatever is wrong with us, it isn't realistic and it isn't true. Your struggles are not signs of something wrong. They are signs that you're alive, you're in motion, you're adapting, you're learning, you're human. So the next time that question pops into your mind, what is wrong with me? Try answering it differently. Instead of saying, something is wrong with me and I need to fix myself, I need to stop being sad, I need to stop being anxious, I need to be more motivated, I need to be better, try saying, something is happening within me and I'm allowed to feel it. This is a moment, not a definition of who I am. I don't need to fix myself. I need to understand myself. I need to understand these feelings. I need to sit with them. I need to learn. I need to feel. Because what if there was never anything wrong with you? What if those feelings aren't an indication that something is wrong, but simply that you need to feel something? Your feelings hold so much power within you that they can cause you to assume that something is wrong, to assume that there's something deeper going on. But sometimes you just need to feel. So I encourage you, when you feel some kind of difficult, turbulent feeling, instead of immediately jumping to the conclusion that something is wrong, try to just sit with that feeling for 15 minutes in a quiet room. Try to sit with it. See where it comes from, see where you feel it, and understand it, and then accept that you don't have to do anything about it right away. That feeling can just exist within you. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's better than thinking something is wrong. There is nothing wrong with you. You are allowed to feel your feelings. Thank you so much for being here. If you need help feeling those feelings, you should check out my music on all platforms under the name of Ethan Jewell. I almost guarantee it'll make you cry. Also, drop a comment on this episode. Let me know what you think about this topic and the idea that maybe we just need to feel our feelings a little bit deeper. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for understanding that nothing is wrong with you. And as always, thank you for feeling your feelings. I'll see you next time.